Another one for Tommy Boy. Another one for the world. Another one for the listeners. And maybe.
Welcome back to the Third Leg Podcast. This episode we have college football week 6 recap with week 7 predictions. As always, I got Dr. Dunny and Dan with me. How you doing? How you been, fellas?
Great to be back, man. Great to be back.
After a slower week compared to the week previous, this week coming up, good Lord, we got a couple good matchups.
Thank God.
Amen to that. Thank God. And we don't have to stay up till 11 o'clock to watch our team play out on the West Coast like our rivals in state here did.
And even though last week wasn't great with matchups, there were still some upsets. There was still a little bit of juice last week, a little bit to talk about.
Do we
Iowa State. No, we're ripping it off right at the beginning. Iowa State crushing our hearts. They're done. Take them off the bet slip. They're now on the blacklist. We can't trust them anymore. They lose 38-30 to Cincinnati, but really Cincinnati kind of dominated this whole game, and then Iowa State made that late push to come back. Couldn't get a stop when they needed to.
3 turnover on downs, a missed field goal, and being down 17-0 in the first quarter. You won't get many of those details with the team winning at the end. So it is what it is. I don't want to spoil too much, but I like them this week.
Yeah, I mean, they blew it like Dunny's ankles. You know?
Wow.
They couldn't hold on, man. They couldn't hold on.
Whoa.
I'm also thinking, last week Dunny said, we've never lost a bet when we picked them. Yeah. Thanks,
We
man.
did it at that point.
Now we have.
Thank you, brother.
We've only lost one bet when we picked them.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, I was disappointed in how they played. I mean, I think Rocco was trying to do everything he could to bring that team back to life, but that defense choked.
Well, goddamn, they had to bring him back to life after that hit he took out on the field.
Yeah.
Buddy should have died.
Got his face mask ripped and then took the spear of a lifetime from that linebacker.
The fact that he got up is the most impressive part of that entire game. If you haven't seen the hit and you're listening, just go type it, go look at the still shot, go look at the video. It's fucking insane.
Looked like Sean Taylor in the Pro Bowl of the NFL against
to the punter. Yeah, that was head of the week, head of the month, maybe head of the year. The other team that I was thinking about that got upset, Texas goes down to Florida. Of all teams, Florida gets it done versus Texas. Is Arch that bad or is Texas that bad?
Well, before Dan can even say it, Texas is dog shit. All right. I'm stealing Dan's thunder here. I'm jumping on the bandwagon. But Dan did call a three-loss team make it into the playoffs. So, and he did say Texas. So does Texas go on a run and make it to the playoff to end the season? I don't think so. Arch did not look good. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Mateer comes back this week for Oklahoma when they play Texas, stick a fork in them. Like I'm even thinking it don't matter if Mateer comes back. I think Texas is losing this game. Texas can't really afford to lose this game, but this would have to be the last game that they lose. That would mean they'd have to win the SEC. And the only way that I can see Texas even making it right now, they win out, they get to the SEC championship, and then they lost. That's what I mentioned before a couple episodes ago. That's the only way I see a 3-loss team get in. They have to make that championship game and then lose that championship game. I don't think a 3-loss team is making a championship game. So I don't think, they have some tough matchups. Oklahoma's one of them. Depending on who's quarterback, they might have a 40% shot. If it's Mateer, I'm giving them 10% shot to win. But Arch, I don't know. He's just not it. I don't know how this dude was rated 5 stars from what I've watched. Now, if you said that last year, he looked so great last year. So what's going on this year? I'd love to know. I'd love to be in his head. I'd love to know, is he healthy? Is he not? What's happening? It's crazy.
I don't know. I feel like when they had Ewers people were like, why aren't we using him a little more? Because Ewers was not that guy.
Yeah.
I think we found out why. I think the coaches had enough film, had enough hours watched that he wasn't ready. Even 365 post that thought, he still isn't ready.
Yeah.
So development wise, it's hard to develop on the bench. But we have 5 weeks worth, 6 weeks worth, and it doesn't look like things are stacking up. As in he's getting better week in and week out, and you see even if it's a little bit, but just a nudge better every single game. So it's a little shaky right now just because we don't know what the rest of the season's gonna be like. Because if the trend continues, he's gonna be one of the biggest, not one of the biggest busts, but one of the biggest disappointments uh,
Mhm.
in a few years, maybe even more. But for the generational hype, losing like this this early, there's a little bit of worry, and I'm sure there's a lot of worry in UT right now, but even as outsiders who hoped he would be good and maybe not carry, but propel college football even more, be one of those guys for the next couple of years, everyone's worried.
No, for sure. And I mean, nothing says he has to go to NFL after this year. He can come back and play.
He's not.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
not.
But it goes to show if your kid is I guess excelling and against the competition that he's playing against, you must challenge him. And the Mannings didn't do that for Arch in high school. They kept him at the high school that played against, uh, we'll say my alma mater, Durand High School, every week. And you watch some of the film, and he's out there jogging against kids that don't deserve to be on the same field as him. Because he was better than them, and they didn't move him to like IMG Academy like JJ McCarthy did to prepare himself to be the best that he could for the next level. He just relied on, well, I'm a Manning, and I've got my uncles that they're gonna be able to coach me up a little bit. My brother and my grandpa know, or my dad and my grandpa know a little bit about the league because my grandpa played in it. My brother or my dad should have played in it if he didn't get hurt, but no, you got to challenge them. You got to prepare them as much as you can for the next level. And unfortunately, Arch is having a tough learning experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, Riley, you said he's going to be the biggest letdown in a couple years if things don't pan out. Imagine being the biggest letdown in your family, man. Like
Shit, yeah. There's
shit,
a lot of
bro.
weight on your shoulders.
There's so much weight on your shoulders.
That's a
Then
tough Thanksgiving dinner.
dude, and then every time you watch a football game, they're just talking about his mom. I don't know if you guys have heard it. There's like his mom's so good at sports. I'm like, okay, what? Okay, thanks. It's crazy, but I just that dinner table. You're just like, hey, Arch, thanks for fucking being dog shit.
Yeah,
There.
you were supposed to be the one to keep her name high
Yeah.
up there. Not like they need it or anything, but
No,
living to
You're the
that.
chosen one.
You were the chosen one. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
That's what it feels
But
like.
does it take 2+ years for a quarterback to develop? Yeah, usually it does. There's not too many quarterbacks that come in and are like, I'm already ready. I'm playing this 1 year as a momentum. You know what I mean? Like I will make this college some money just because I have to, but I'm good enough to go to the league. You don't see many of those. So I feel like he's going to get better, but it's the same. I don't want it to be the same situation as Ewers. How long is it going to take you? It's like, all right, he's going to stay another year. This is his NFL year. He's a top 5. Halfway through the year, you're like, well, he's going to stay another year. Like you don't want that to keep going with the projection that you're getting in and getting out. So I don't know. That's the worst case scenario and what you're really not hoping for, but you can see where it could snowball into that extremely quick.
What do you think if the season goes as how I'm kind of thinking it will and not great at this point? Like, do you think he transfers?
I don't think so. I mean, Steve Sarkisian is going to prepare him the best that anyone possibly could. I think for the next level. I don't know where he would go or who would really want him. You know.
I don't see him going anywhere just because there's a reason he's there. He could have went anywhere. and that'll
Yeah.
be the same next year, and that'll be the same whenever. He got literal bags thrown at him. So whatever his reasons are with UT, I feel like it's safe to say he would be staying there if it's in his hands, which I would be extremely surprised if it wasn't. So that would be like one of the craziest things that would happen. It would have to be an abysmal year, and Texas fan base is calling for it, not the coaching staff. It would have to be one of those
Yeah.
momentum things where they lose the next, 3 out of the next 4 games, or they lose every game that is a big game, maybe. And that's kind of what happened with the Ewers. He kind of got pushed out, especially having someone behind him. Manning might be in a better spot because he doesn't have another Manning behind him. There's not that next guy up, so they might be easier to drag on and get into that next year if shit hits the fan than it was with Ewers or any previous situation.
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of wondering, with all I guess I've saw the image a lot. Oklahoma's quarterbacks and how many of them are in the NFL. Brett Venables has been churning out NFL quarterbacks. Is it unfeasible to say he transfers to Oklahoma because of the success they've had? You look at Mateer, he transferred from Washington State. I mean, he was a dog at Washington State. Nobody probably knew him. I was up late watching Hawaii ball out. This man's out there slinging that shit at Washington State. I've been bricked up for him all year. Again, goes to Oklahoma. I'm sure he's going to transition into the NFL, whether it's this year or he stays another year and goes one more. But if he goes, Oklahoma's quarterback room's wide open. You have a coach who's proven to put out NFL talent at quarterback.
I
don't
just, it'd be like a kid transferring from Ohio State to Michigan. I think there's so much hatred there for the Red River rivalry that it's just not a thing that's going to happen. He would lose so much NIL money. I feel like that's coming from Texas to go to Oklahoma, that you're already in a system. You're already struggling in that system. Why have to learn a whole new system if you're trying to boost your draft stock as good as you can? And in my opinion.
No, yeah, it's a valid point. Valid point.
Well, moving on from that, I mean, Arch is going to be one more thing before Arch is the next 2 weeks I feel like are what's going to dictate like kind of what we're talking about, because that next step that we've been waiting for, we're not going to be able to wait 5 weeks. We're not going to be able to wait, another month to be able to see it. So that's my last little 2 piece on it.
Yeah.
One other pick that I would like to shout out: Georgia covering 20.5 versus Kentucky. Barely getting it done. They throw a pick at the end that makes it close. 14-35 though. They whipped ass.
You called it. They, coming off of where they were upset, pretty mad. You don't want to face the Georgia Bulldogs there, and Kentucky, unfortunately, was the one on the roster for the schedule that week.
Yeah, and I think Georgia didn't even play great. They played like 2 good quarters, but their defense was so good that
it
that
didn't
was
even matter.
it didn't matter. They only had to score. Georgia ended up scoring 35, but with how bad Kentucky was playing, they would have been good with 10 points. That last touchdown Kentucky got was a third string quarterback throwing a pick. They didn't even need to fucking throw the ball. It's just like giving the water boy a rep. It's just like, fuck, get in there, buddy. And he throws a pick, so that'll never happen again.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of bring it back to worst beats of the week. Penn State.
Oh my God.
Bro.
We
UCLA.
dogged on Franklin so much in the last episode that I don't even know what else to say about this guy.
He's got to change his name. Choke Franklin, bro. That's what it is.
Sign him to the lifetime contract just for us Michigan fans.
Please, for the love of God.
As a Penn State fan, what are you even thinking? You trying to go to the doorstep and get him kicked out? I mean, give me an interim after that loss.
Yeah, I don't. Fuck, man. What are we doing?
I mean, they let up 42 points to an 0-4 team. I mean, that alone will do it.
I mean, that game from Nico, that's what everybody expected when he went to
right.
UCLA.
Nico,
That's what everybody was waiting for. And then this no name coach. They don't even have a head coach. They don't have an offense coordinator. They don't have a defense coordinator. They got nobody. They just got a bunch of dudes that were on the interns calling plays out there. And
I seen from an
mean-
interview that coordinator was hitting the wrong button like all game to talk
Yeah,
to the
he is.
players. He kept hitting the wrong
Yeah.
button. And then on the big one of like the third or fourth downs, like he was hitting the wrong button, calling them in the play, and then the time ran out. So they didn't get the quarterback just called the play. Because the
Yeah,
coach
dude.
was just fucking the buttons up, dude. He's sitting over there shaking it for fucking Penn State, dude. He thought they
Dude.
were gonna get their ass whipped.
He had no idea what he was doing. And it's crazy. Like, it's just some backyard bullshit. It's basically all they did the whole game, just fucking onside kick. They're up. I don't even know what they were up, like 10 points. And they onside kick, get the recovery, go down and score, just rub it in his face, man.
They don't give a damn.
They didn't give a fuck.
That guy's
And
been a coach for 8 days and making Franklin look like a turd.
I mean, it doesn't take much. But I mean, like, if you're
That's true.
I got a couple takes here, but like if you're one of the fan bases of Texas, Penn State, Clemson, Florida, who's got it worse right now? Like
Penn State.
I'm gonna say
Dude.
Penn State just because some of the other schools have had some success, and Penn State has not beat any good teams in the last like 4 years. They had that one Ohio State win that they've been living off of for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
Ronnie Bell gave
block-
them a dub.
Yeah, that
against
block
Michigan.
kick. Yeah, that's true. JT was short too.
But if Penn State doesn't get easier, they might have, 4 or 5 losses this year. Ohio State on the road, Indiana at home, back-to-back weeks here in November. Like, that's tough sledding.
yeah, now I mean, looking at schedules and stuff, like, I dogged on LSU for their win at Clemson. Don't mean shit. I mean, Ohio State's win at Texas, or Ohio State beating Texas means nothing at this point. Sure, it looked good at the beginning of the season, and you're gonna fucking ride that until you play a team. Doesn't mean shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon against Penn State might not mean shit either at this point, So, like, in my opinion, after everything I've watched so far, the Big Ten might just be bad this year, honestly. The SEC's beating the shit out of each other, and those good teams are coming out on top. The Big Ten, the best beatdown we've seen is Indiana over Illinois. I mean, we'll find out this week if Indiana's here to stay. We'll find out if Ohio State can beat Illinois as bad as Indiana did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you. Even after the first couple weeks, I thought the Big Ten was softer this year, especially for what we're used to. I think obviously Wisconsin's terrible. That entire that entire division is trash almost. But having Penn State not be where they're supposed to be, and then Ohio State is obviously at the top, but watching them, we know they're not elite. And if you're watching them and think they're better than the best SEC teams, then you're delusional. So I feel like at this very moment, not saying they can't get better by the time they were to play them, but if you're watching both the games, you can just tell they're two different beasts.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be a fucking homer here for Michigan, but like Michigan might honestly have the best schedule out of any Big Ten team so far. Like, yes, we lost to Oklahoma by 11 points. We beat Nebraska, who beat Cincinnati, who Cincinnati just beat the shit out of Iowa State. Iowa State was a good team. So now you follow that around, pretty solid. Ohio State beat Texas. Texas ain't fucking beat anybody at this point. So they haven't played anybody. Oregon beat Penn State. Penn State fucking just lost to UCLA with a touchdown. They haven't fucking played anybody. All we've got Indiana over Illinois. Maybe that was good. Maybe it wasn't. We'll see this week. I don't know.
I think Indiana, Illinois, frauds. Fraud watch. I think Ohio State's only going to get better, but I still think Oregon's the best team right now.
I agree.
Not saying that in 3 or 4 weeks Ohio State doesn't show me something that looks like they could beat Oregon, more times than not. But right now, I just don't think that the offense is clicking enough. I think Ohio State's defense is playing really fucking good compared to, previous years, but the offense just isn't at the level that they need to compete in the big games yet.
Well, I mean, Ohio State's going to make the playoff this year, but it's going to be with one loss, and they don't even play the Big Ten championship game. So
Exactly.
when Oregon beats Indiana and then runs the table, and then we run the table all the way to them and beat them in the last week, like that's our new job. We'll play Oregon in the Big Ten championship, and Ohio State will be in with one loss, and maybe they'll get propelled like they did last year. Smack back to reality.
Michigan gets in with that one loss. Big Ten championship is just based off of seeding. Or do you think if we lose that game, we still go to the playoffs?
Oh, I think there's no doubt. If we're a 2-loss team and one of the losses was in the Big Ten championship, and we beat Ohio State, who's a 1-loss team, I think we're in.
Oregon would be a top 3 team at that point too.
Oh, they'd be number 1 in the country.
So then we would. I mean, Oklahoma. We'll see where Oklahoma's at, but either way, it'll be versus 2 top 10 teams. It's this one scenario played out like that.
I don't know if saying Oklahoma's going to be number 1 in the country if they win the Big Ten, I think is a stretch in my opinion, just given how
Oregon?
the SEC, yeah, given the SEC, I think whoever wins that's got to be number 1. And I think honestly, who's ever in that conference championship probably should be 1 and 2. Regardless of
but
the
if they all beat up on each other and they all have,
they all have losses.
Right.
I don't really.
It'll be
I
like,
if Oregon's undefeated, how can you be against them?
Yeah, power ranking wise, you can still put the SEC teams up, but for the politic wise, Oregon's still gonna have to be number 1 if they're undefeated. But power ranking, whatever, you could say, especially based off of strength of schedule and other factors, like these SEC teams should be ranked higher and are, maybe more skilled and talented, but Oregon got to go undefeated.
Because look, SEC, Alabama already lost, Georgia already lost. Ole Miss has to play Georgia and Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma has to play Ole Miss.
Obviously, any of those teams get out of there with undefeated, they're going to be ranked above Big Ten's undefeated. That's just obvious. But I just don't see politic-wise them jumping Oregon. But I wouldn't say they won't, because we know how the voters and that whole fucking committee is with the SEC. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd just like to see some more variety this year. And if the Big Ten's actually soft, I don't want to see Ohio State get in. Give me, I'm fine with the 2 teams making it to the championship. Those teams should be in. Don't slide in some other soft ass team because they have 1 or 2 losses. If there's some undefeated, like North Texas goes undefeated and runs the table, and let them fucking slide in. Or you got South Florida, they come in, they run the table, they win. If North Texas only losses to South Florida, okay, throw them fucking in. I don't know.
See, Dan, this is where I just disagree with you, because last year we saw this with Boise State getting the top 4 ranking and then got their doors blown off.
I'm not saying put them top 4.
It doesn't matter though. Like, they get in, they have to play against the big dogs, and they don't play the big dogs in the real season.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. I just think you give them more of an opportunity against someone maybe they're closer to their caliber to start off. You're gonna play. You're hopefully gonna play to the level of your opponent. We obviously didn't see that from Boise, but if they had played, maybe if they were 12 seed, 10 seed, they wouldn't have played. They wouldn't have had that bye week, sat around. I don't know. I'm sick of seeing the same teams. Is all I'm getting at.
Well, we got more teams in the playoff this year, so you will definitely get to see a little bit more variety. What was Alabama, we were talking about, they lost to Vandy the year before. How are they going to handle that? And if they were going to come in with a chip on their shoulder, it looked like they did. They pretty much handled them and never looked like they were in a worry throughout the game. They win 30-14.
Did you see Vanderbilt's quarterback practicing taking a knee before the game? I'm like, bro, come on. Why are you giving him more fuel? Like, come on.
Don't do that. That goes against the football gods.
He has Johnny Manziel fucking mentoring him. What did you expect, bro?
Avia does?
Yeah.
No shot.
Yeah, dude. He was
sorry, but if you have Johnny Manziel mentoring you, like, come on.
Your parents aren't mentoring you enough if they got to reach out for Johnny.
Right.
Yeah, he was showing. He was wearing number 2. He's wearing his jersey. I think he was on the sideline for the game too.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, okay, Johnny, what did you do in this situation? I don't know. I went around schoolyard bullshit and then threw the ball to Mike
I
Evans.
snorted
That's
some
what I
crack off
did.
the hooker's butthole right before the game, and then I went out there and ripped it.
Say, what would you? Trust me, you don't want to know, kid.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
I don't
You
remember.
don't know.
I don't remember.
I've got 3 court orders that tell me I can't tell you.
One pick I wanted to highlight. Burley took MSU money line last week. I just had to make sure the notes got out there.
oh man, I had an
Burley,
idiot.
stop playing with us, buddy.
They almost
Save
covered
your
the
money.
spread, Burley. They almost covered the spread.
They almost
He
covered
tried
the
texting
spread.
me going, I said take the spread and sprinkle the money line. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure you probably said take the money line.
Either way, they both lost.
Yeah.
They did keep it close to the fourth quarter, though. Like, I mean, lost by 11, got outscored by 11 in the fourth quarter. So it's tied going into the fourth quarter. You got to be happy if you're a Spartan. But, yeah, it was ugly from your quarterback there in the fourth quarter.
Respectable, I
not great.
guess.
Not great. My NC State team, they beat the shit out of Campbell.
Hollywood Smothers.
Stats from the week, though. Hollywood Smothers, 4 carries, 129 yards, and a touchdown.
That's disgusting.
Absolutely insane.
That average is disgusting. Get that.
I looked it up. I was like,
plaqued.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he had 4 touches. Did we have 2 long runs? No, we ripped off a 59-yarder, a 5-yarder, a 35-yarder, and then like a 26-yarder. Like, dude was just fucking
And they said,
schoolyard
go
bullshit.
sit on the bench. We'll see you next week, buddies.
I was scrolling.
You.
Yeah, dude, I was
Starting
scrolling
running
TikTok.
back gets 4 fucking totes for over 100.
It's crazy. I was scrolling TikTok and I came across some Campbell players and they were like, about to be the biggest upset of the week. Yo, no.
Psych!
Got
Hollywood smothered.
fogged up. Anyway,
They got a tough matchup this week, Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. I'm not confident in that one.
What about the spread? I think it's like 14 and a, or 23.
23 and a half, I think, is what it was.
Yeah, we like it. Not that much of a homer, huh?
I was liking them at the beginning of the year. After they lost to Duke, I was like, I was underestimating Duke. I think Duke's a lot better than what I was giving them credit for during that game. But I think one of their other losses was Virginia Tech. Bad loss, terrible. Now we're playing Notre Dame. I'd love to hammer the Hollywood Smothers 100 yards and a TD, but
shit, that's got to be good plus money.
Take the under.
I think that would feed families. That's why they only let him run the ball 4 times.
Yeah, they know that he's about to get it 400 times this next game. But we'll see.
What are our picks looking like for this week?
Last week I went 1-3.
Wah, wah, wah.
I did better than Dunny.
Moves me down to 15-19 for the season. So we're under 500. Not very happy, that's for sure.
I did a little better than you, Dunny. 2-6.
Hey.
So cut it down about the same.
Yep. Picks this week though. I'm going back to deploying the troops. Fuck it. There's no point being scared. Michigan money line, we got to take it. We're playing against USC. I don't get why we're underdogs. USC defense not really there. Offense is explosive. If we can stop them, we got a good shot. Bama covered 3.5. They got Missouri in Missouri. Missouri's undefeated, top 15 team in the country. I don't know that they've really been tested though. So let's see. Bama's played against some tough opponents so far this year. I think they covered the field goal and half. Oklahoma -1.5. I'm jumping on it now. I think Mateer might play. If he does play, I think it's going to jump up to over a field goal that they're favored by more than Texas. So you might as well grab it now while you can and hope to God he plays. And then even if he doesn't play, I think they still got a chance. Like Dan said, 40% or 60% win, 40% loss if Mateer doesn't play. Iowa State money line. Bounce back against Deion's team in Colorado. I don't like Deion's team. That's really what it boils down to. Less big on Iowa State, more down on Colorado. Georgia -3.5. They got a tough matchup against Auburn in Auburn, but Auburn really hadn't looked very good so far this season. So take Georgia. They're still rolling. They're probably still mad from Bama. They got to send a message to the SEC that they're here to stay. And then the last game, BYU's undefeated going into Arizona State. I think this spread is 1.5. BYU's the favorite. Arizona State, it might be just based on last year. And they haven't looked too impressive so far. I think they do have just one loss, but I haven't been super impressed by them so far this year.
You're laying out all the troops.
Yep, saying
Go.
All right, I got 5 plays for us today. Some of them are the same as Dunny's. We're going Michigan money line. Going Illinois +14.5. I'm trusting you one more time, Illini. I said, and I've taken it back, I was wrong that you were the best team in the Big Ten. Don't let me down this time. +14.5.
Prove me wrong again.
Next, we're going Indiana +7.5. That seems like a lot for Oregon. Indiana played well against Illinois. I'm just hoping the Big Ten's not as soft as it seems like it is. Then we're going back to our boys who have been off, the Rainbow Warriors, Hawaii money line. Lock it up. They're playing Utah State, not favored, but we're taking them. And then lastly, I'm taking Oklahoma money line. Jimmy already hit on it. You know, even if Mateer doesn't play, I still think they got a shot, especially with Texas losing to Florida last week. Florida sucks. That was bad.
Well, my picks are not going to be fun because they've all been taken. But
Oh,
I will reiterate, I'm just on 3 picks this week. I like Iowa State. Dunny had the money line. I'll take them -2.5. I think they're the better overall team, and they should be pissed off about how bad they played last week. 3 turnover on downs and a missed field goal. The missed field goal happened early, so they didn't trust the kicker the rest of the game. They left a lot of points on the board and drives empty. I don't think they do it again this week and figure out a way to score more points. Colorado has not looked great. They've been going in and out of quarterbacks pretty much all year, and they have zero identity. They haven't had a run game all year, and they haven't had a defense all year. Iowa State has had one or the other for more quarters than Colorado. That's why I like them. Once again, they fucked us last week, so I'm not too high on them. They need some redemption. We'll see how they do this week. Michigan, I'll just say all to 2.5, -2.5. Take us by 3. I'm going to just get a little more juice out of it. The boys already touched on it. I think our offense is much better, and we create more turnovers. I think our offense just has to keep getting slightly better and more comfortable day in and day out, or game in and game out. And I think we take that next step this week as underdogs. I think that gives us another chip on our shoulder. How many games are we going to be that are coin tosses that are not in our favorite? Or, you know, it's not us against the world, you know, because we're not that great with that many doubters. But at the end of the day, that's the culture or the mindset you have to put into the players, and hopefully they come out hungry trying to prove people wrong. Then I got Georgia -3.5. I'd be comfortable taking up to 6.5. They are a good team, and even when their offense isn't clicking, their defense is so good that it keeps them in a lot of games, keeps them close in quarters where they'll put up 3 points in a quarter. Their defense will also only let up 3 or maybe 7, but their defense is so good that they'll be in these games. And I think anytime I can get Georgia versus a team that's not Alabama for anything close to 3, I'll take it and take my odds.
it's got to be a pretty good bet, truthfully, looking at the years past.
Yes, statistics will tell us we're in a good spot, but usually when I base anything off of statistics, the opposite stat happens. Yep. There were 7 reds at the roulette table. I bet red, it will be black.
Hate when that happens.
Just some fun plays that I'm considering doing. The lines aren't out yet because they don't have touchdown plays out yet. But Justice Haynes touchdown, Haynes King touchdown. He's playing again this week with Georgia Tech being back. And then you got to look at Ashlock from Hawaii. Dan loves him, the receiver, to score a touchdown potentially. And then if you want to get really crazy against Notre Dame, this is the lowest you're going to see Hollywood Smothers anytime touchdown. I think it is close to plus or even money. So that's the only time you're going to see it this year.
He's the best player on their team. If he doesn't score a touchdown, they might not score one. So
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Talking about not scoring, you might want to alt the Iowa Wisconsin over under down to 24 points and get huge plus money out of it. The over under is 35.5. Iowa at Wisconsin. Both these teams are terrible on offense.
if you're a fan of punts, you better tune in. This game is for you. If you like the big bombs, you're going to get a lot of them. These teams are terrible on offense.
Yeah, Iowa rushes for almost 180 yards a game. Wisconsin's one of the best run defenses in the country. So we'll see what happens. I really think this game is very, very low scoring.
It clashed between ass and cheeks.
Yes.
The third leg podcast parlay this week. Plus 15-18. Only one of us won last week with Riley and his Georgia pick. So sorry if you guys tailed us. But hey, we'll get back on the right track this week. Plus 15-18. I took Bama minus 3.5. Like kind of Riley said, if I can get Bama or Georgia around that field goal, I'll take it.
I got Georgia minus 3.5. I said I liked them all the way up to 6.5. So that's my pick of the week.
I don't even remember what I told you, Jimmy. Did I take Michigan money line? Fuck.
No. Rainbow Warriors, brother.
Oh, my Hawaii money line. Hell yeah, brother. Rainbow Warriors.
The Hawaii money line, and then all of us came together. I'm sure it's a real big jump for everyone to guess who we took. Michigan money line. We're getting plus money. You can't.
No way.
Yeah.
Michigan money line. Come on.
Plus 15-18. Hawaii money line. Georgia and Bama minus 3.5. Both of them, and then Michigan money line. End our Saturday on a good note and move into Sunday for the NFL.
Please, football, Jesus. Football, baseball, hockey, Jesus. Everybody.
Right. You guys got any other fun stuff for college football?
I was looking at the Heisman odds, and I just want you to know that my boy Mateer is back up there. 5th slot on FanDuel, plus 1,000.
Plus 1,000. We should have hammered it last week.
I'm telling you, you all should have hammered it when I said it first time. We locked in a great rate. I think it was plus 4,000 when I first mentioned it.
Plus 1,000 after not playing. That's fucking value.
And I mean, top odds are plus 500 in Dante Moore. And with Penn State losing, I don't want to discredit him. He played a great game. But if Penn State ain't shit, that don't really mean much.
Kind of tough winning that if you don't even go to your own conference final.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not just unfortunate. It's going to come down to if he goes undefeated. They're not going to look at what the teams that he played against did. If Oregon's undefeated, it'll be a race between him and Carson Beck. If Miami's undefeated, that's just the unfortunate part. If Mateer comes back and leads Oklahoma though to go undefeated, then it's a 3-horse race, and it really is. Or he looks more.
If Mateer does it, it's going to be a clear Mateer favorite.
Amen.
Yeah,
if multiple people do it, Mateer will do it because he's the one that's going to literally carry him. His stat, he doesn't play a game without crazy stats. No, he's a fucking Madden joystick. So if he's out there, he's going to get the stats. He's going to get the notoriety. They play enough big schools where he's going to get that extra boost. So he just got to be healthy and play.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think even if he loses, as long as they make the conference championship game, I don't even if it's 1 loss or 2 losses. If he's playing well, if they're losing, let's say they lose to Ole Miss, it's like 42-40 or something like that. Like he can't play defense too, But if he's putting up the stats, he's not the one losing the game for his team, and his team goes to the conference championship, I think he's got it. He's going to have it over anybody else. But we'll see.
For sure. We'll see.
I feel
I'm
you. I feel
excited.
you.
I'm excited.
Anything else for college before we roll into a little bit of baseball?
I don't think so. I was looking at some of the college. I guess I was looking at some of the college football playoff odds. If you want, you could throw Vanderbilt to make the college football playoff. The no is -700. That's
Throw the
basically
mortgage on no.
yeah, free. Throw the mortgage on no. They ain't making it. No shot. What do you mean -700? There's some free money out here. You got USC, Nebraska. There's a lot of Big Ten and SEC teams that aren't going to make the college football playoff that are listed on here. Where you can just, it's free money, man.
Throw your bank account at.
Yeah, free money.
Tell me, all the mortgage is going to be paid this month.
Now it'll be paid in January, but you have to lock that in. Lock in that interest rate, whatever that return is.
Solid investment.
Goodness gracious.
What do you got? What do you guys got for baseball? What do you got?
Well, I mean, shit. The Tigers did it. They came back to tie it up in the series, I guess, 2-2. They move into playing the clinch game 5 here on Friday against old Seattle, and we get the best pitcher in baseball on the mound. How can you not be confident going into that game?
Other than the fact that they've been ripping off them all year, I forget about all of that. We still got the best pitcher in baseball on the bump.
For sure. I mean, like, yeah, they've beat him 3 times. That's the unfortunate part. Seattle, this lineup has seen him for 3 starts, and they've won the game all 3 times. But I would put odds on you don't do it a 4th time. And I think the money line for the game right now is pretty almost pick 'em. It's -134, so not the craziest money line that you'll ever see, especially when Scooble's on the bump. So yeah, I love it. I threw a little parlay together already. Detroit money line, Detroit over 1.5 runs in Scooball 9Ks. It's +161. If they're gonna win, this is what has to happen. So I'm gonna be betting with my heart and my brain here on Friday.
You're betting with your heart with that one.
A little soft on the brain.
I mean, how though? Like, if you look at it, if you're gonna win a baseball game, you probably are gonna score more than 2 runs. And Scooble 9Ks, that's like in his sleep almost when he gets hot, and he's gonna be amped for Friday.
As long as he plays how he should and gets the amount of innings he needs, there's no reason for him not to go for 10 Ks. That's been Scooble getting 7 innings all year. If he goes 7, he's going to get 10. It's pretty much an anomaly when he doesn't, or he's getting hit off and doesn't get to that 7th inning.
Yeah, and truthfully, like, okay, if because the Tigers got hot after the 5th inning of today's game. I think they scored like 7 runs in 1 inning. If they score 1 or 2 runs in the first 3 innings, he might go a complete game. He might go out there because even if he's getting, 1 hit an inning or 1 walk an inning and having a base runner, him on the mound is still better than anyone that you're bringing out of the bullpen.
100%. And there's nothing else to lose.
Right. You can rest and recover the rest of the offseason.
Yeah. And you're not going to start for the first game next series, even if we do win. So all gas. We're going to give you ample enough rest. So hopefully he gets into 8 and, has a complete game. But like you said, it's going to rely on if we can score runs early.
Because that will take the pressure off him so much. Like he's got so much on his shoulders because you are the dude. You're supposed to be the best pitcher in baseball. You have to win this game. If you lose 4 times to one team in the season, are you really the best pitcher in the AL? I don't know.
Yeah, and it'll just be his kryptonite. It'll be something lingering. Like even into next year, it'll just be his kryptonite.
Right. This will be the second time he's lost in this divisional series, the crucial game.
Yep.
And if he wins, Detroit, write a blank check, Mr. Illich, raise hot and ready's by 50 cents. We'll pay for it here in a couple weeks. But I mean, how we don't sign this guy if he gets us to the championship series, I have no idea.
I'll lose faith in the Tigers organization if we don't sign him. Let me just say that.
If you guys are given 9 pitches against any pitcher in the MLB, you hitting it in fair play?
9?
No.
I might need 900, brother. I'm not bullshitting. I might need 900 looks. First 100 bats on the shoulder. I just got to figure out the speed here.
Does the bunt count?
You're going to square up and just take one straight
You
to the
might
dome?
as well. You might as well. How much money am I getting if it's fair?
Who was the Tigers pitcher that domed the Guardians dude when he squared up? Didn't that just happen? Yeah, that's what I thought. You just take that straight to the dome? Like, I ain't squaring up, buddy.
Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Depends on the check, brother.
Right, exactly. I'll do a lot of dumb shit for a lot of money. But no, I mean, did you guys watch the game today or no?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Shocker, Dan didn't. I know he loves baseball. But
I like banana ball. That shit's pretty cool.
That game was so electric. I was driving home and listened to it, and I was just screaming at the top of my lungs when they were going off. Hit after hit after hit, home run. Good God. Because I was really down in the dumps, down 3-0. Like, Jesus Christ, here we go.
It got on us quick, too. It was like how it always happens. We get down early and we don't score. And you get to watch 3 up, 3 down for fucking 6 innings.
Right.
And we could play good defense for the rest of the game, but we cannot get over a 2-run, 3-run gap.
Yeah. And but this is the team we saw the whole first half of the season leading up to the All-Star break. The team that got to 60 wins the fastest. Golly, please, for the love of God, on Friday, show up again.
The gritty Tigs. We win this game, the gritty Tigs might be back. We might get a little more juice. You got to get hot at the right time.
Yep.
We see it in multiple sports. It's not the best team all year. Obviously, we were for a good chunk of the year, and then we were one of the worst teams for a good chunk of the year. And thank God we were great at the beginning because we had a chance to not fucking make the playoffs. But all of that is discarded if you get hot at the right time.
Amen. And this could be the gas that needed to get thrown on a smoldering, coal there, and hopefully it ignites that fire, and we're good to go. The best part about the day is the Yankees got eliminated, so we get to play at 8:00 and not 5:00. So
Everybody
will be home
gets
for
to
the
get
game.
home, gets to crack a beer, put your feet up, get ready for the game. That's what we love to hear. One person I'd like to talk about, it's kind of getting overlooked, Gleyber Torres. He has been at 2 hits, 3 or 4 out of the last 5 games. He is like low-key been one of the most consistent people in the organization. The second half of our slump and going into these playoffs.
He's that veteran hitter that we signed in the the off season that is doing what we signed him to do, and that's kind of be that presence that we can lean on when everyone else is struggling, because we are a pretty young team, truthfully. It's just nice that he's hitting the ball hard when he does put it in play, and that's what a lot of our lineup is not doing. Him and Javi have actually been the best hitters so far in the playoffs, which is absolutely insane to say, because Javi Baez last year, I would have paid him not to play for us.
He's finally looking at a ball go outside the plate.
Yeah, it's crazy what happens when you
see
swing
the
at
catcher.
strikes.
You see the catcher go from here to over here. Now everyone's like, "Oh fuck, Javi's swinging at this fucking thing, dude." Everybody knows it's going 5 balls outside of the fucking plate, but Javi's still swinging. Not right now.
What's crazy, or I guess what's going to be interesting to see in the offseason this year, is if we keep Gleyber or if we try and move him, because we do have some pretty good studs coming up, and we have Colt Keith, who we signed to a big contract that's guaranteed to play second base. Kevin McGonigal is in our farm system, and he's the number 2, number 1 ranked prospect to play shortstop. It's just a matter of time before he gets here. And when he does, someone's got to go somewhere. And I don't know. You might as well move Glaber while you can. He's a veteran player. You got to pay him a lot of money to keep him on the team, that kind of stuff.
Hopefully, he just gets the job done for us this year, and then we can.
Amen. And then we can part ways all happy. You know, you go get your bag. We'll take the ring and call it good.
Win-win.
You guys are out here talking Tigers, and I was trying to think the last time I watched the game, and I was like, is Joel Zumaya still on the team?
Jesus Christ, buddy.
No.
Good night. You got to fast forward through all the dark times, dude. What the fuck?
Hey, man. I just remember that guy. He'd throw a pitch, and then they'd be like, zoom, zoom. And I was like, that was really cool. I think I was probably like 10.
Yeah, we'll get you hip. We're gonna win Friday. We'll get you hip before the next series, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lock in here.
Yeah, we
Learn
got
me
you.
some
We got you.
baseball.
We got to win this game. We don't win this game. Fuck it. You don't have to lock in until next year. You know.
All right.
Learn you some baseball. Dan, you know the game of baseball. You just choose not to pay attention.
Hey, banana ball's pretty cool. If you guys haven't watched it, they do backflips and shit in that.
They got people on stilts and shit swinging them
Yeah.
up there.
They do
Throw
some
that in
crazy shit in
baseball.
that league.
Yeah, give me
I
will
some
say
of that
that.
game.
The sudden death extra innings is pretty badass.
That's gas. Whoever thought of that, well done.
Yep.
All right, boys. We got anything else to wrap up this episode?
I just want to let everybody know 49 straight days of football starts today. October
49
8th.
straight days of either college or NFL football. I'm gonna lose a lot of money.
I can't
I'm going
wait.
to lose a lot of sleep.
Action's about to start on Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
That's what I've been missing. The action.
Action.
Dude.
Tuesdays and
Night
Wednesdays have
football.
sucked lately.
Dude, it's the worst. What a fiend. No sports.
No. Hey,
Supposed to do.
the WNBA was on.
Again, no sport.
The what?
Whoa!
That's crazy.
Dang, bro.
All right, fellas, that's going to do it for us. We will see you guys next week. We appreciate it. Peace.
Another one for Tommy boy. Another one for the world. Another one for the listeners. And maybe